And this was a group of American naval officers who found themselves marooned way up on the Arctic Ocean coast when their craft crashed into a tree. At a Rockaway station on a sunny afternoon, 3 Navy lieutenants lifted off in a balloon. Young Lieutenant Clure was the commander of this crew. He had the most balloon experience, he was only 22. Lieutenant Farrell was 45 and served in the Pacific Fleet. Longer than Clure had been alive, a boxer no one could defeat. And Hinton was already known for what he'd done the year before. With one other pilot he had flown to Europe and back from shore to shore in the brand new NC-4, in the world's the first transatlantic flight ever. They got caught in a blizzard that lasted day and night. A full 25 hours trapped up in that blasted flight. Stranded where they landed 800 miles north, so far from the Atlantic where they started in New York. They stumbled through the wilderness on foot for many days when they were rescued by a northern Cree who led them to Moose Factory on the shoreline of the Arctic Sea. And his name was Tom Marks. You can take it just a little further, have to make it just a little further when you don't know how far to go. Just keep going just a little further. Lieutenant Hinton said to let her back home to America with details of his misadventure that caused a great hysteria. He sent to his wife who read how Farrell had wished that he was dead and asked the other men to treat him as a sacrifice and eat him. Well, although it was a private note that Lieutenant Hinton wrote, the papers picked it up and ran it on every front page on the planet, give or take. You can take it just a little further, have to make it just a little further when you don't know how far to go. Just keep going just a little further. Meanwhile, back up north, the men were ready to go home again. They had to get to Cochrane or Matisse to board a train. So when they all got to Matisse, a dozen journalists at least, as well as townsfolk and police, were waiting there to welcome them. It was at this very function Farrell first heard Hinton's fable. He called the man a rat and punched him, sent him flying across the table. Take it just a little further, I have to make it just a little further when you don't know how far to go. Just keep going just a little further. 3 airmen lost from Rockaway soon would be back home to stay. It took them 1 month